we have Miles John versus Cody Gibson. This is going to be Miles John's 13-2. He is coming off that no contest actually, so he won that fight, but I believe he got uh, suspended or maybe popped for some Adderall, so it wasn't like PEDs specifically, but he got popped for Adderall, so they took the no contest away from him, or the win away from him and made that no contest. So he actually should be 4-1 in his last five because he did beat Dan Argueta in that decision. He's fighting against Cody Gibson, 19-9. Cody Gibson is 3-2 in his last five, but he's coming off that decision loss to Brad Cantona. I think that was the Ultimate Fighter finale fight. So coming off a loss right now. Looking at the odds right now, we have Miles John at -152. When I was looking at this last night, it was actually -128. So it's actually kind of close. And I wish that we put in some action there because I think -128 for guys like Miles Johns in this matchup was pretty good value. Just looking back at the kind of breakdown of this fight, I mean, I think that, you know, I see another close fight. I feel like there's going to be a running theme throughout this card that there's going to be a lot of close fights that potentially could go decision and, could be a sweat for both sides potentially. I do think that I will side with Miles Johns here. I think that, both fighters will have a similar combination of being able to mix it up. I just think that this will come down to whoever has the better gas tank and that night and who has the better defense on the feet and on the mat. I feel like Johns showed a better fight IQ in his last fight, and I think he has come to the realization that he has to mix in his wrestling along with his striking to be a winning fighter because he did fall in love with his hands after a few KO wins in the past, and I think that after his last few losses, especially against Sexy Mexi, I feel like he realized that he has to, at least try to incorporate the grappling to defeat some of these guys. So he did that in his last fight against Dan Argueta, who I think is a good fighter, and I think he's going to continue that here against Cody Gibson. Johns is a wrestler, though. He's legit power in his hands. He likes to box, but he just can be low volume at times, waiting for that power shot. So I feel like he's going to go back to the wrestling roots because he does have that. He has some solid takedowns, top control. He has had cardio issues in the past. However, the last fight, I feel like he looked good. So yeah, I feel like that's a thing of the past. Gibson, on the other hand, he's like a very long range striker who has solid wrestling skills. I think that he has range attacks. He will stick jab, uses teep kicks as well to keep range. He can also mix in the takedown and remain active from bottom. And he's also a good sub threat, but he can also get subbed himself. I think he's like 4-4 in submission kind of ending fights. So he's been sub 4 times. He's been a sub people 4 times. So yeah, I think this guy, mix of both could be dangerous on the ground, or he could get destroyed himself. Now his cardio, it does tend to go when there's a high pace kind of volume fight. Now Miles Johns, he doesn't really have that high volume kind of style, but I think that both these guys kind of have cardio issues at the end of the day. So I'm going to side with Miles Johns here just because I feel like he's just the better fighter overall. Now, pick here is going to be Johns via sub, but I'm staying away because I really do not trust Johns quite yet. He's going to have to prove it to me one more time before I kind of hop back on the train. But man, if you get closer to pick 'em odds, like at -128 as opposed to -150 right now, I think that's something that was a good play, but we'll see if that line goes back to that area. If so, then might have to put something like a half a unit on Miles John because I think he is the better fighter overall here.